J-Nell here with my UFC Fight Night Las Vegas 40 recap video. It actually happened earlier today at 4 o'clock for us here on the West Coast. I hope you saw it. It was one of those cards where the names weren't as known unless you're like I hate using the word casual, but you know what I mean, like a fight fan. But other than that, this card definitely delivers. I did make 3 picks. You have to follow me on all platforms, so please hit the description down below to see all of those platforms so you can catch all of my picks. I made 3 picks and I got all 3 picks, so it was a perfect day for me. Let's go ahead and get into this. First up, I chose Jim Miller, who was making history with this fight, having the most fights out of any UFC fighter, male or female, and he made history against Eric Gonzalez in a heck of a fight and a win. First round, it was actually Eric who stunned him first, forced Jim Miller to go for a takedown and hide that head, get his wits back, which he did. And towards the end of this fight, the last few seconds, he actually landed 3 overhand lefts in a row. And I was like, hold up, momentum change. On to the second round, it didn't take too much longer for him to land that final overhand left. It turned his head all the way. We even saw a little sweat go off the head all the way, and then he crumpled straight down. Sleep. I mean, it was a magnificent win. Great way for him to make history. And now he's like, top 5 in most wins. He's also like top 5 in like most UFC lightweight wins for his division. So by the time he is done, I have to say he's already put together quite a little Hall of Fame career there. And he wants to be the only fighter to have been in UFC 100, 200, and 300, which will be like about 4 or 5 years from now. He is 38 years old. I say maybe take off a year, maybe have only 1 to 2 fights for the next few years, something like that. And I want to see him do it. How about you? I want to see him make UFC 300. I'm rooting for you, Jim. Great way to win this fight. Who would you like to see him fight next? Now, co-main event, and another longtime vet who I believe might already be in the Hall of Fame, quite frankly, if not soon to be there as well. We saw Andrei Arlovski get the unanimous decision against Carlos Felipe, and this was a good fight. Now, Andrei's getting a little older. He looked in great shape, though. He was more elusive. He was quick on his feet. He was quicker than Carlos, and he won the first 2 rounds that way. It was Carlos who did come back and win that third. He stunned Andrei quite a few times. He was trying to take his head off, but he was tired, too. Just trying to time that one big shot. So it was a nice fight, nice win for Andrei Arlovski. Like I said, on his way to making all these history-making fights as well, having been one of the heavyweights who's been there the longest. So who would you like to see Andrei Arlovski fight next? Now, main event, and we saw Norma Dumont get the 5-round unanimous decision against Aspen Ladd, who was coming up last minute from the 135 division. She's coming up, because this is 145. Coming up last minute to fight her. It was supposed to be Holly Holm, who I believe got injured. And so someone let me know what's going on with Miss Holly Holm, Anyway, so 1, 2, and 3, we saw Norma Dumont fight. A nice controlled fight behind that jab. She was jabbing her up. Aspen couldn't get inside, so won those 3 rounds. 4th round, I believe she won that round as well, but Aspen landed, she ended that round on top, doing some serious damage with her ground and pound. She came back to win the 5th round, had her up against the cage, landing some shots, some elbows, trying to take her down, controlled her, won that 5th round. But again, too little, too late. Who would you like to see Norma Dumont fight next? She even told Aspen, you should stay up here in the 145 division. I'm not mad at Norma for that. We have to build this 145 division. The women do exist. They are out there. They're just fewer than there are in like the 115 division. So you have to spend a little money. You got to go out there and you got to get them. But they do exist. We have to build this division. They exist. So, and these are the women who got like 1-punch knockout power. So let's come on. So I am not mad at Norma for saying that. She's trying to build a division. So who would you like to see her fight next? If she wins like once or twice, she'll be able to fight Amanda Nunes for the belt. Let's just keep it real. She might have to wait due to Amanda fighting at 135 next, and maybe she'll stay there. Who knows what the lioness is going to do. She can do what she wants. So who would you like to see her fight next? Now, I think the story of this fight is going to be the interactions between Aspen Ladd and one of her coaches in her corner. I want to get your thoughts on it. It was a little uncomfortable to watch. I am one who always says, like, the coaches know their fighters. They know if their fighter needs, the soft touch, telling them maybe they're doing a little bit better than they are. Don't want to hurt that confidence. Some fighters need that tough love. So we've seen coaches slap fighters in the corner before. So again, I'm real hesitant to say, I don't like the way you did that, because we don't know what their fighter needs. However, even I do agree with Michael Bisping, as whereas I mean, he was really hard on her. He was like, you know, for you 3-0. What are you doing? I have no idea what you're doing. And the way she received it, it looked like she almost wanted to cry at one point. And this is not her being a girl thing. It just she looked defeated, right? Again, I don't know, you know, if this is what she needs. Michael Bisping said he liked the word choice. He just wouldn't have done it in that way. And he would have found some way to add in some encouragement, especially after the 4th round, which she did in that round well. But he also said in the Yana fight, he did her the same way. And then she came out in the 3rd round and she ended that fight. She won it. So again, hard for me to say to get in between that relationship. Although we're not going to act like we haven't seen some issues there with like Diego Sanchez and the, you know, school of non-awareness. We've seen before where the game plan is clearly not working and coaches have the fighters still do the same game plan. It's like, no, it's not working. So it's not like coaches can't make missteps. So I just wanted to get your opinion on this. What did you feel about the relationship and the interactions between Aspen Ladd and her corner in this fight? Again, it was short notice. What do you think about the interactions? So now moving on, the Jon Jones situation. Yes, it happened a couple of weeks ago. Recently, his coach, Mike Winklejohn, just banned him from the gym. Long story short, he looks like under some substance issues ongoing. Got into a domestic violence with who I thought was his wife. She's been with him since like college. They have 3 kids together because his 4th kid, he, you know, had an affair. Man got issues. Girl, you ain't got no ring yet. She's probably going to get one now. We know how that goes sometimes. We'll see. She said he pulled her hair and he apparently had butted the police car. Apparently his daughter was the one who called the police. So the children witnessed this. This is a big mess. And my thoughts on it is, you know, when I talk about Jon, I'm always clear to say, you know, I'm talking about Jon Jones, the career of the fighter. And then we got to talk about Jon Jones, the man. And with the man, I've been consistent. It's like when you have resources, I have less sympathy for you. I have less patience with you. You know, you've had issues now for years. You have substance abuse issues. Mike Winklejohn, well, allegedly, I don't know you, but Michael Winklejohn, I listened to the interview where he mentioned multiple times about you drinking, okay? And you responded to being banned and said, you know, this was very hurtful and yada, yada, yada. So apparently there is issues there, and it's pretty clear in what's been happening over the past few years. You have the resources. I've said this before. One, you should never be driving. You should have a permanent 24-hour driver. You should never be touching the wheel of a car. You should have some sort of, obviously, therapy. How many therapists you need, life coach. You have the money to actually hire someone to be with you 24/7 to keep you out of trouble if you need, that's what you need. There seems to be substance abuse issues. Deal with it. Now, you're very religious. Your dad is a preacher, and, you know, you're always talking about God, and you've got the verses and all that tattooed on your body. Get yourself a personal prophet. I like to call them religious-themed life coaches. But they have them. Celebrities have them. Prophets who literally are with them move into their homes even. So it's like, bruh, use your resources, do the work. We were scared that you would get to the point of no return. And I was thinking it might be a vehicle infraction and, you know, life loss. But this is one of those things that you don't come back from. At least not very easily. So that's my thoughts. Like you could have, we knew this was building to something that you may not be able to come back from. And this is it. And it involves your family, bruh. So, I mean, for your family's sake, of course, I hope you get better. But when are you going to change? That's it. That's all. You have the resources to do it. When are you going to change? If this ain't it. Anyway. So, moving forward, I just want to talk about, I'm getting tired of the jabbering from Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, we don't know when you're coming back with the type of injury you have. And Nate, the type of jabbering you're doing, it's less funny. It's less entertaining. It's a bit more braggadocious. It's not my normal Nate. What do you think's going on with Nate Diaz? He's supposed to have a fight with Vicente Luque, but that has not been signed. Someone let me know what's going on with that fight. I do want that to happen. Since Nate wants to fight right now, we got to take advantage of it and let him fight. Still one of my faves, but just a little bit too much jabbering, right? Right. And I'm very happy to finally have Leon Edwards versus Street Jesus and Jorge Masvidal. It's been 2 years since the 3-piece inside or 2-piece and a Coca-Cola, whatever it was. We've been thirsty, and I'm super happy to finally see that this fight comes together. And Leon, if you win this fight, you will probably, most likely, we'll see, but you should get your title shot. So that's it. Let's go ahead and cut this video short. Let me know how you did on all of your picks for UFC Fight Night 40, Fight Day 40 in Las Vegas. It was a good fight, like I said. It was a good fight. So let me know how you did on your picks, any injury updates. Let me know what you think about the Jon Jones situation. I know I'm late to the game, but let me know what you feel about the Jon Jones situation. Let me know what you feel about any recent fights that's been made. Also, and again, all the jabbering going on with just the fights are jabbering more than they're fighting. It's getting a little kind of annoying. Okay. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and